Poverty Safari, written by Darren McGarvey, is a powerful and thought-provoking memoir that delves into the author's personal experiences with poverty, addiction, and violence in Glasgow, Scotland. The book provides an intimate look at the harsh realities of life in one of the UK's most deprived areas, while also offering a critical analysis of the policies and attitudes that perpetuate poverty and marginalization. Throughout the narrative, McGarvey weaves together his own story with insights from sociology, history, and economics, creating a comprehensive and nuanced portrait of poverty in modern Britain. The book begins with McGarvey's childhood in the Drumchapel housing estate, where he grew up in a single-parent household and faced the daily struggles of poverty. He recounts the constant fear of being evicted, the lack of basic amenities like hot water and heating, and the pervasive sense of hopelessness that came with living in a place where there were few opportunities for upward mobility. As a teenager, McGarvey turned to drugs as a means of escape, and soon became entangled in Glasgow's thriving underworld of addiction and crime. One of the central themes of Poverty Safari is the way in which poverty and marginalization can lead to a sense of alienation and disconnection from mainstream society. McGarvey describes how the stigma associated with poverty made it difficult for him to access support services or find employment, perpetuating a cycle of dependency and desperation. He also discusses the role of racism and xenophobia in exacerbating these feelings of otherness, as immigrant communities in Glasgow were often scapegoated for the city's economic woes. Another important aspect of the book is its critique of neoliberal economic policies, which McGarvey argues have disproportionately affected the working class and exacerbated inequality. He points to the decimation of traditional industries like shipbuilding and coal mining, as well as the privatization of public services like housing and utilities, as key factors in the rise of poverty in Glasgow. Additionally, he criticizes the welfare state for perpetuating a culture of dependency, rather than addressing the root causes of poverty, such as unemployment and low wages. Throughout the memoir, McGarvey also explores the role of the media in shaping public perceptions of poverty. He argues that sensationalist coverage of chavs and benefit scroungers serves to demonize the poor and distract from the systemic issues that contribute to their plight. This is exemplified by the media's portrayal of the 2011 London riots, which were largely attributed to feral youths and criminality, rather than the underlying social and economic factors that fueled the unrest. Poverty Safari also delves into the history of Glasgow and Scotland more broadly, highlighting the ways in which colonialism and imperialism have shaped the city's economic and social landscape. McGarvey discusses the role of the Scottish Enlightenment in perpetuating ideas of meritocracy and individual responsibility, while also acknowledging the complicity of Scottish elites in maintaining structures of oppression both at home and abroad. Ultimately, Poverty Safari is a powerful call to action, urging readers to confront their own biases and preconceptions about poverty, and to demand systemic change from their governments and institutions. McGarvey advocates for policies that promote social mobility, address economic inequality, and provide meaningful opportunities for those trapped in cycles of poverty. He also emphasizes the importance of empathy and understanding in breaking down the barriers that separate the haves from the have-nots. In conclusion, Poverty Safari is an essential read for anyone interested in understanding the complex realities of poverty and marginalization in modern Britain. Through his own personal story and rigorous analysis of history, sociology, and economics, Darren McGarvey offers a compelling case for why we must rethink our approaches to addressing poverty and inequality, if we are to create a more just and equitable society for all.